Howdy, folks. And from Gateway Pundit, Hispanic, Trump-Albanese White House summit seals $8.5 billion critical minerals pact and strengthens AUKUS, Australia, submarines against Chinese dominance amid a sharp rebuke to Ambassador Rudd. So, however you pronounce his name. So it's a win-win-win with Donald Trump, Cyrus. The long-awaited bilateral meeting between President Donald Trump and Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese took place at the White House on October 20, 2025, delivering a diplomatic triumph for both nations. The session, held from 11:15 a.m. Eastern Time in the Cabinet Room, focused on countering China's dominance over rare earths and critical minerals while reinforcing the AUKUS Defense Pact. Trump praised Albanese as a great leader, but the warmth faded when he publicly criticized Australia's ambassador, Kevin Rudd, for past remarks. This encounter, broadcast live and dissected globally, highlights Trump's unfiltered style and the United States' shift towards resilient supply chains. If you don't know it, China has tried to dominate the world's rare earth minerals, and Trump has stopped that and slowed it way down. You'll see here. Albanese arrived in Washington on the evening of Sunday, October 19th, amid significant stakes. The summit marked the first in-person talks since Trump's inauguration in January 2025, delayed by a canceled G7 meeting in June and bilateral UN General Assembly session in September. The 10-month wait had fueled scrutiny from Australian media. However, Albanese's team framed it as a positive, constructive opportunity to deepen ties forged through phone calls where Trump called him very good. The meeting began with greetings at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Trump, flanked by Vice President J.D. Vance, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, welcomed Albanese alongside Australian ministers Tim Ayres and Madeleine King. Rudd, the former Labor Prime Minister turned ambassador, sat conspicuously nearby an election that sparked tension in the room. As reporters entered, Trump launched into effusive praise. Anthony has done a fantastic job, he declared, calling Australia the United States' best friend and promising big moves. Albanese reciprocated, thanking Trump for the tour of the new and improved Oval Office and congratulating him on Middle East ceasefires while emphasizing the alliance's role in security and prosperity, hinting at significant advances in minerals and in defense. Tensions flared, though, when an Australian journalist questioned Trump's view on Rudd's past criticisms. Rudd, a vocal Trump critic in 2020, had labeled him the most destructive president in history in now-deleted posts. Spotting Rudd across the table, Trump retorts, "I don't like you either, and probably never will." Laughter filled the room as Trump joked, "But we'll have a great relationship anyway." Trump promoted trade and military matters, emphasizing submarines, while Albanese highlighted rare earths, Australia's mining expertise, and joint ventures to seize opportunities, and amid Beijing's export restrictions imposed on October 9th, 2025, for the whole world. China controls 90% of global rare earth processing, vital for electric vehicles, defense technology, and renewable energy, a dependency Trump administration views as extortion. The highlight emerged mid-meeting, a signed critical minerals framework. Trump brandished the document, declaring in about a year we'll have so many critical mineral and rare earths they won't know what to do with them. Albanese detailed an $8.5 billion portfolio, including rare earth processing plants. Well, Trump has always made promises that didn't always come true because we have activist judges trying to stop him, paid for by the globalists. Each nation commits $1 billion over 6 months for immediate initiatives, unlocking $50 billion in recoverable resources. I'll let you read the rest of this as we move over to Trump triumphs as Walmart suspends H-1B visas, hires retailers' current H-1B program so big it would have cost $240 million. Who knew that Walmart, of all places, would prove the wisdom and justice of President Donald Trump's economic policies? According to Bloomberg, the retailing giant has suspended all job offers to candidates whose employment with the chain would require a $100,000 fee for H-1B visas under rules implemented last month by the Trump administration. With 2,390 H-1B visa holders in its employment, Walmart would have to shell out nearly $240 million had it hired those foreign workers under the new rules. Walmart is committed to hiring and investing in the best talent to serve our customers. So, 2,390 people are now going to be given to their jobs over to American citizens who deserve to have them, huh? The Trump administration has rightly argued that employers abuse the H-1B visa program and system so as to import cheap foreign labor. In this case, however, the foreign labor in question might not qualify as cheap. Indeed, the new visa fees mostly affect Walmart's corporate workforce, per Bloomberg. From the perspective of Trump's Make America Great Again MAGA movement, that qualifies as even better news. After all, in that case, those 2,390 jobs would become high-paying American jobs. From a broader perspective, too, one marvels at the irony of Walmart as the exemplar of Trump's wisdom. Who can forget, for instance, the Walmart-related mockery Trump supporters received at the hands of disgraced FBI agent Peter Strzok, who expressed his disdain for the president's voters in 2016 text messages to equally disgraced former FBI lawyer Lisa Page. Quote, just went to a Southern Virginia Walmart. I could smell the Trump supporters, Strzok text Page in August 2016 per Newsweek. Moving on, outrageous Trump CMS Administrator Dr. Mehmet Oz uncovers over $1 billion in fraudulent healthcare spending for illegal aliens, including murderers and rapists, here on Fox News. With Mornings with Maria Bartiromo. Dr. Mehmet Oz, the Trump-appointed administrator of the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, just dropped a bombshell on national television, exposing over $1 billion in fraudulent health care spending for illegal immigrants. Now, I don't agree with everything that Dr. Oz has preached about in his about health care and such, but we all learn, don't we? He says, Maria, in just the last few months in the few states that we've examined, less than half a dozen, we've identified more than $1 billion with a B of federal tax dollars that have gone to illegal immigrants. We're actually calling that money back from those states now. Ooh, ouch. What does that mean? Well, those states who are Democrat states are the ones mainly doing it. That means the conservative states that are controlled by Republicans are going to be doing very little of it. Meaning, they don't pay much of a price, do they, back to the feds. But the fact that this could happen is very frustrating to all of us. And this is just the start. It says in a few states that we've examined. But the fact is that this could still happen is very frustrating to all of us. Why would you want to repeal that after all the work that was put into ensuring that these programs, which work so well for vulnerable populations, would remain intact financially? During Fox and Friends interview with Ainsley Earhart last week, Dr. Oz blasted Democrat-led states for abusing taxpayer funds while gaslighting Americans about the extent of fraud within the Medicaid system. According to Oz, CMS investigators discovered that Democrat-run states like California, Illinois, New York, and Minnesota have been using federal Medicaid dollars to provide full dental, vision, and comprehensive health care to illegal immigrants, services that even Medicare recipients don't receive. So there's one other thing I wanted to show you. You can read the rest of that, but guess what? If you scroll down here on Gateway Pundit, I'm looking for it. It's coming. It should be. No? I know it was here yesterday. Did I pass it? It was Steve Bannon predicting that Donald Trump will have a third term in 2028. 2028. Let me see. Did I pass it? Okay, it's not here. Sorry, I threw this in at the last second. Let me scroll down here. And he doesn't say why, but he says it's going to happen. Plans to make it legal are going to happen, even though we know that 2 terms are only allowed for a president. 2 terms and plus 2 years, total of 10 years possible. Still trying to find it. I might have passed it, but I'm trying to scroll so fast here. I wanted to read that to you a little bit. But I found that really amazing. I just don't see it. I saw it yesterday on here, and now I can't see it. No. I just don't see it. It's a picture of Steve Bannon giving out this amazing prediction. I just don't see it. But anyway, Steve Bannon is predicting that Trump's going to be president for the 3rd term, even though they say it's 3rd term now, because he actually won 5 years ago in the last election, but they stole it from him. But anyway, plans are underway for him to have a 3rd term in office. There it is, right there. Okay, there it is. I did pass it up. Steve Bannon reveals plans are already underway for a 3rd Trump term in 2028. In a bold and unapologetic interview with The Economist, Steve Bannon, war room host and former chief strategist to President Donald Trump, confirmed that a concrete plan is underway to secure the president a 3rd term in 2028. Dismissing the 22nd Amendment, which limits the presidency to 2 terms, Bannon emphasized that Trump's 3rd term is inevitable and essential to finish the job of restoring America. Inevitable? He's going to get a 3rd term, so Trump 28. Trump is going to be president in 28. People just ought to get accommodated with that and acclimated, Bannon stated during the interview with Economist editor-in-chief Zanny Minton-Biddoes and deputy editor Ed Carr. So I will let you read the rest of that, but I want to end this segment with God's word of, I already prophesied many years ago that Donald Trump is Cyrus, who have come back, just as many have already come back. Elijah comes back twice. He already came back as John the Baptist. Jesus told you that. And David the King comes back as well in the future. But Isaiah chapter 45, verse 1. Thus saith the Lord to his anointed, to Cyrus. And this is referring to the past, not the future, but part of it is in the past. So it happens twice. Ecclesiastes 1:9 and Ecclesiastes 3:15. There is nothing new under the sun. Everything that which shall be has already happened. Thus saith the Lord to his anointed, to Cyrus, whose right hand I have holden, to subdue nations before him, and I will loose the loins of kings, to open before him the 2-leaved gates, and the gate shall not be shut. This is speaking of the gates of hell, or who the prince of the power of the air rules over. He is the king of the bottomless pit. Who is? Satan. And I will go before thee and make the crooked places straight. He's going before Cyrus. And I will break in pieces the gates of brass and cut in sunder the bars of iron. So Cyrus took Cyrus is a Babylonian king in the Old Testament who did God's will. and he's an instrument of peace and righteousness. And I will give thee the treasures of darkness and hidden riches of sin. This is the treasures of wickedness. So the treasures of the wicked people that stole from Israel. He did that in the Old Testament, and he's doing it again when he came back as Donald Trump. Funny how the rapture says in 1 Corinthians 15, it says, at the last trump is when the rapture will happen. I think it's 1 Corinthians 15:52. Because the trump of God is an amazing miracle by God. An amazing miracle by God was Cyrus in the Old Testament with Israel, and now it's with another nation called the United States of America. Jesus said he would take the kingdom of God away from Israel and give it unto another nation. Right there in Matthew. So he says, I will give thee the treasures of darkness and hidden riches of secret places, that thou mayest know that I, the Lord, which call thee by thy name, am the God of Israel. Thank you for listening. Have a good day.